Morning, morning, morning. How's everybody doing this morning? It is Wednesday, the 19th. What's up? What's up? Karen Camel, Mr. Orion, how you doing? MP, what's going on, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. How's the remodel? I think it's a remodel, right? The house project coming along? Dale, my man Dale, the king of Twitch. How you doing, buddy? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Jason, Jason. Hello. Good morning. How are you guys doing? What's everybody up to today? Um, the 19th. I don't know why the 19th is sticking out as a day for me. Something came up in my mind. I think it's just because the 20th is my dad's birthday. Pretty sure that's what it is. But I'll have to check my calendar when I get off this to make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm doing okay. Like I hinted at yesterday, I'm going through a little something right now. Um, and so yesterday was very full of that. Um, I had to take some time off work and try to handle this personal in business, not business, it's just this personal thing. And it drained me a lot. Thankfully, the people that know about it supported me. My wife was there with me the whole time, um, helping me deal with it. Didn't necessarily come to the resolution that I wanted it to, so I kind of tapped back into work. I had set up a couple of meetings so that I didn't go too far in down the rabbit hole. So I set up a couple of client meetings, like in the 11:30, 12 o'clock hour, which put me back into focus on work and out of the other thing. Handled that stuff, and then just crushed some beers. Just, I asked my office mate if he wanted to meet me here in the office and grab a beer and just chat about our day, because he was having a little bit of a rough day too. So yeah, it wasn't the greatest day, and then I jumped and watched Ann Bag stream. I watched some Gary live stuff, and I was up a little later than I usually am, so woke up a little groggy this morning. But here I am doing the thing that I do in the morning that I love the most, that grounds me the most. Um, so yeah, that was a long answer to Orion's question of how are you, Dom? We'll go back into the chat a little bit. MP, it's going. Floor's going in today. Official move is on Friday. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Send me some pictures, man. Send me some before and after. Let's see what you're working with. I don't know if you know, but that's my business. That's what I do. I'm actually sitting, if you guys do or don't know, um, I share an office with my floor guy. So I am looking to my right and my left at floor samples that just sit on the wall. And then he's got all the floors are done in a very custom way with all the different materials. It looks like a hodgepodge, but for a flooring company, it makes sense. And he just remodeled it. He just remodeled everything a couple weeks ago. So I wouldn't say flooring's my jam, but like, flooring's pretty cool. So congrats on that, MP. Um, and Karen Campbell's installing some floor. Yeah, yeah, right. It does look a little better than my background. That's like let's guess it's over here. That's like a old boat that my office buddy his father-in-law used to own, and they used to go fishing on. My office buddy is a real big fisherman, real big fisherman. Like that's his thing. Anybody want to come up and hang out with me and chat and do a little first time on the show meet and greet? There is the link. I don't normally like talking to myself, but you guys are keeping it good here. Um, yeah, Jason, challenges. they hit harder in the winter. I mean, challenges hit hard, but yeah, nothing fun about the winter. My wife was like, "Go do a meditation, go on the beach, do other stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, honey. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do that." All right. So that's that. So then tying that in, gratitude today for me. What's your gratitude? Everybody let me know. Let's throw up this little banner here. Share your gratitude. My gratitude was for my wife. She, she very much was there with me. We were on and off the phone all day, all morning yesterday. She was doing, her own work in the background, trying to help me figure things out. And yeah, she's just been very solid and very helpful through everything. So she's the bomb. Oh, man. Drop your gratitude, everybody, if you got one. If not, no big deal. Make one up. Do it to yourself. That's fine. Gratitude, enjoying the snow, working through house contract discussions, working through daughter moments. Yeah, see, everything's great. Enjoying the snow. Yep, we don't have any snow out here. Not even in the mountains nearby. It rains, the snow's up there, and then we get our California sunshine, and the snow goes away. So I don't even know if it's going to be a good snow season. I don't even know if I'm going to take the girls snowboarding because I have not heard any good things about the mountains. Um, but we'll see. Still got a couple more months left in the potential season up there in the mountains near our house. So let's get into today's reading. February 19th in the Daily Dad is titled Assume the Best. And I read this one minutes before I got on this call, like I always do. So it's nice and fresh. I probably should try to get into a different habit of reading it. I was actually deep in doing my daily Stoic journal, and then I realized, oh shoot, the show's supposed to start in a couple minutes. I gotta switch over. So I read it. I liked it. I think this is a good one. This is one that I'm pretty sure I've read the whole book, so I'm pretty sure I've read this one. This is one of those things that I think I've caught, hints of in the Daily Dad and in the Daily Stoic, is just checking your assumptions. And uh, we tend to live in a more negative first thought thinking society. And so, when the kids are doing something that is considered bad, or like the book says, like they get good bad grades, or they come home crying because they're fighting or bullied or whatever, it's like you tend to like make an assumption and be like, well, what did you do? Like, why did you do, like kind of like come down on them in a negative way, assuming that it was their fault, or assuming that they could have done better, or assuming that they you know did this bad thing for a reason, because they're a bad kid. Like in the moment when siblings are fighting, you just like go right to the assumption that they're just bad, they're mean, they always do that, da da da. But um it's a good thing to try to take a deep breath and think about this reading here, and think about all the good things. Like, and my wife is actually, it's what's funny is she's really good at reminding me when I get into my little negative spirals, like just between her and I, when I'm like, yeah, these kids, like they're just always fighting, and like I just don't understand it, and or they always want like the next toy. And she's like, yeah, but honey, like they're really good, like you should see these moments that I get to see, where I'll be upstairs getting ready for work, and I'll come down and they're all just peacefully, playing a game together or talking, or, Bailey and Brooklyn have made Bentley a snack or something like that. She's like, they're really good kids, so just like, calm down. And again, so tripling down on my lovely wife, she definitely helps me with this kind of stuff. So solo show on a Wednesday, Paul. Where you at? You and Harper jump on. Let's do this. Um, yeah, running it solo right now. I don't know how much we told you in the background, but Blaze is on a cruise. So if you've been on a cruise, you kind of know there's not really good service. Blaze is also using it as a way to uh, media cleanse, whatever you want to call it, phone cleanse, all that stuff. So he's taking that time to be with his family and to be with himself and all that. I can't get into the mode that allows me to delete this comment, so everybody just ignore it. The best viewers are not there. But yeah, so Blaze is on a cruise. I think he comes back Friday or Saturday this week, so we won't be seeing him most likely. And then Ryan is also taking a little bit of a hiatus right now. So Jason and I are standing in, me for sure. Jason had texted me this morning saying he couldn't make it on, which is totally fine. So yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna be here every day for you guys. And if anyone ever wants to come up, you can hit me up. I will copy and drop the link in the chat. Every single one of you is more than welcome to come up. Uh, Preferably not all at once, but I would love to see how like a nine dad chat looks one day. Um, I think it'd be fun. Um, but yeah, we it's always better when you have someone up here to talk to. It's a little strange talking to yourself. Although I'm getting better and better at it. Well, you guys know because you're watching me. All right, what else did I miss here? David. Assume the best kinds of plays into yesterday's discussion on what do your kids do that is good, but you don't know about. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like when I was explaining that thing about my wife is usually what happens after that is I go, oh, okay, well, cool. Like I'm glad that that happens. And part of me thinks that like, I was talking to a client about this kind of thing the other day. Is like, we start, or at least I do. I feel like I start the day with my highest level of energy, my, the most that my body's giving, especially for some of us, like once our coffee or caffeine or breakfast kicks in. And as I go through the day, I just start to lose it, like I lose that, that energy, that whatever you want to call it, with everything that I do, right? This call, going on a walk, going to this meeting, getting yelled at by this client, having this person let me down, like all those little hits. And then by the end of the day, I'm only left with so much. And I think about, that's usually the time when I see my kids, right? Like today I'm going home. So I'm not going to be going home right now. I'm going to be going home in the middle of the day. So I'll just have that much less energy tolerance, whatever you want to call it. And so sometimes I can be a little short, but then I also have to give them the grace because I I know that they go through the same thing, right? Like they wake up with max energy, they get these little hits every day in school from each other, from mom, from chores, from blah 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 blah. And by the time we've seen each other, we're both at our most, I'm not going to say our worst, but we're at like kind of like our lowest point of the day. And so that's where, I've been trying to double down on like not concerning myself as much with like the homework, the chores, the feeding themselves, the stuff, laundry on the table, all that stuff. Because I'm like, it's the end of the day. Like I don't even want to do that stuff, and if I don't want to do it, they definitely don't want to do it. So it's more along the lines of I'm just trying to enjoy the little time that I have with you guys on these days. And, we can check on all that stuff tomorrow morning, right after school. And like, it's something that I kind of like to try to remind my wife of is like, um, to circle back on all that stuff when they're fresh out of school. But even then's a little hard. Some of them come home very exhausted from school. Okay, let's see where we're at in here. I haven't been posting anything in the chat, but that's fine. We'll all survive. Um, I'm like reading it on my computer because it's a little easier for me. When I read it on the phone, it's usually that would be easier to do one of these things like, oh, hey, Paul said this, and then you know, the other, what we got? It looks like we have 8 in Twitch in this chat and 19 viewers total. So the other 11 people, wherever you are, love you too, Dylan, Paul. Tomorrow, yep, 100%. You would have to come into Twitch to see all these and chat along with us. We all need to get off the grid and the cleanse. Yeah, 100%. And I'm real happy for Blaze on that, and I'm really happy for Ryan on that. If you know those two, you know that they've been doing this Daily Dad thing for a really long time. It's like 200 and something. Well, we're on episode 264, but the counter is somewhat off. So, and then they also went very hard on monetization on X, and so they were, man, those dudes. Like, if you had notifications on for those dudes, you almost wanted to revoke your friendship card because they were just all over the place, chatting, trying to get that level of monetize. Dang, I said it really good the first time, but could not get it back. So yeah, Karen Camel, gratitude. I saw this one. I wanted to circle back with it. I landed my biggest construction contract to date. Almost 200K in revenue will be generated from it. I started a construction sales position with my dad's company 2 months ago, and it's starting to pay off. Dude, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome, man. Yeah, we should chat more because that's what I do. I work in construction. I'm a general contractor out here in LA. But that's really great. I also just recently sold my biggest contract to date. Um, yeah, I think it was, yeah, well, it was definitely my biggest contract to date. Um, I got notification about a month and a half or 2 months ago that they were going to be using me versus anyone else. But then the California fires threw a little wrench in their plans. They had a friend lose their house. That friend moved in with them, so it was kind of like they put me on hold for a minute. I got a little scared, and then they came back. They I think it was, shoot, when was it? It might have been last week that they finally signed the contract. So a fully executed contract. We did the asbestos testing on their house, very small amount of asbestos and lead. So we'll go into that, and then they're just working on packing and moving out. So that one might be starting in March, and it's a 16 to 18 month job for me. So that gives me uh, about a year and a half of guaranteed revenue. So I know those are a big deal. So good job, congratulations, man. Um, Dads can pat themselves on the back when our kids do something good we don't know about, but that's paying it forward. Yeah, I mean, it's. I think when my wife says those things, my typical response is, um, I would love to know more about this stuff. Like I would love to hear this stuff when we talk. That like these fun, cute, cool things that my kids are doing, and not like the BS drama or stories or whatever like that we sometimes talk about. Like the other day, my wife sent me like a media article about a bad thing that happened in the apartment complex we used to live in our town of El Segundo. So it was like a very like kind of tragic event. like a son stabbing his mother or something like that. So police were all over, and that community is very tight, so it posts and everybody sees it and all that stuff. That was like an apartment complex we lived in, like, I don't know, 3 houses ago or something like that. So it's been a long time, but it was crazy to see our old apartment on the news. So she sent it to me, and I was like, honey, is this what you is this what you want to be reading? Like, we don't even live, like, we're 60 miles away from there. We didn't know the people. Um, like I said, it was like 10 years prior that we'd lived in that place. I'm like, do you really want to learn about this stuff, or can we talk about some other stuff? Um, my apologies. I do like the banter. It's amazing. It ended up working out for you and the homeowners. Yep. Yeah, exactly. I got scared for a minute there. I was like, okay, so with these fires, because what's happening with these fires is there's a huge influx of people that now need houses, and the community that they lived in was a really good, like, high-end home community, and there are plenty of them around the LA area, but and one of them is the community in which I work in. And so we're now seeing a huge amount of buyers, and not necessarily like full buyers of home, but definitely renters, like people that want to rent for a couple of years. Like, I just got off a phone call with one of my old clients, and he was a single guy who built this, like, big, beautiful house for himself in a gated community, like, because he was looking at, like, he's working on his career. He wanted to get a house. He was financially stable enough to do this, like, huge construction project. And then he was going to go find a wife and kid to live in it, right? Like, a little bit backwards, but still works. So I talked to him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm moving out. I got a condo, and I'm renting my house for, like, it's like a renter's landlord's market right now. There's going to be a bidding war, all this stuff. Like, the my realtor's saying we might get up to like 5K over what we're asking, and they're asking like 30 grand a month for this house. It's insanity. Um, so he's even, like, talking about, like, trying to get into the high end rental market as like a side hustle and retire early from his job. um, yeah. So, all right, where are we at, David? My coaching business just crossed 100K in revenue on a bootstrap in less than 6 months. Yes, let's go, dude. Let's go. That's awesome, man. Um, what kind of coaching do you do? Like, I'm assuming, like, business coaching or career coaching or life coaching or something like that. I had, when I finally started my business, I had a conversation with one of my subcontractors, a person that I had seen grow his business exponentially, like, from the start. And I talked to him, and he said, "Yeah, I hired this business coach." So I hired that business coach. And that business coach really taught me so much. And, like, I know now, and I could see it a little bit then, that he was wanting to teach me so much more, but I wasn't ready for it. Like, I wasn't taking the bites. Like, he would, like, dangle stuff out there, and I can see now, looking back, that I wasn't ready to take the bite and go further, into the coaching. It was a lot of money, but it really has paid off because, like, the weirdest thing is, like, that coach is the person who handed me, a Ryan Holiday book. So essentially, like, that all leads to right here. And it's just funny how much my life has changed because of that. It's just completely different. Like, I feel like I'm a completely different person, all because of that one decision to, like, you know, finally do something with my contractor's license, and it has a lot to do with a lot of other circumstances that happen. But yeah, it's crazy what coaches can do. Like, like, there's a part of me that's like, oh yeah, I probably would have figured out da da da, but no, that guy was dope. And I've been trying to reconnect with him and grab some lunch because a lot's changed in his life, lots changed in my life. So yeah. Camel, camel, camel. Do. Good work. We can take it offline, but we're going to create a rinse and repeat approach. Yeah. Students instructed me on coaching, but women over 40 working to grow in a tech industry. The conversation is growing into different coaching tangents. Okay. All right. Women over 40 working to grow in the tech industry. Nice. It's awesome, man. It's really cool. But yeah, congratulations to you. Congratulations to Orion. You guys are crushing it. Anyone else wants to share, man, I'm always open to hear like the fantastic stuff that you all are doing. I was going to say, like I said, I was having a bad day yesterday and someone shared something with me that was really amazing. And it brought my mood up very, very much. So thanks again, or thanks to you guys for doing a little more of that this morning. Because like I said, I'm really stoked for the both of you. That's really, really, really good news. I know that is always good when you're doing something and it pays off, or you have like a very obvious indicator that it is paying off, that your work is doing something. Back to kids, my daughters are my inspiration and you're theirs, right? It's like a two-way street. Like you don't you can be inspired, you can be taught, you can be motivated by anyone, and you can do that for anyone, right? Like I feel like we in here in this room, we're do that for each other every morning. And then yeah, you I know you have older kids, David, so it's definitely different, maybe more inspiring because you're watching them create things, like, and probably get to that point where you're getting those little notes where you're like, oh wow, like at comparing myself at your age to you now, you guys are crushing it. Yeah, I know what you meant. Raised me well. Yeah, our kids raise us. Like we're never done. We're never done growing. We're never done changing. We're never done getting raised. It's just a different person raises us. It starts with our parents, and then it turns to our spouses, and then it turns to our kids. What's next? Still our kids and spouses, right? They keep going. Sometimes we raise ourselves. We're raised by our friends, by our community. It's a wonderful and beautiful thing, especially when you think of it in that light. Like that's been one of the things that my coach taught me, or Ryan Holiday taught me, is like, you know, you're never really done growing, and like that's not meant to be a bad thing. It's meant to be an eye-opening, interesting, like, what's the next challenge around the corner? What's the next me that's going to come out of this environment in this world? And that's fun. So we are at those 30 minutes, top of the hour, 6 a.m. on the PST. I hope everyone enjoyed me talking to myself. I wasn't talking to myself. I was talking to my friends online. So I hope everyone has a great day. I hope everyone gets their caffeine in, enjoys that morning. We've been having some amazing sunrises and sunsets out here, so I'm going to go outside for a little bit and hopefully see some of nature's gorgeousness and go on a little brisk cold walk. So everybody have a good day. Do what you're doing. I will see you tomorrow. Hit me in the DMs if you ever want to chat about anything. Love you all. Yeah. Bye.